Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
First off, I give all praises, honor, and glory to
YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, Kadash.
We give double honor to the elders, the apostles, the great millstone, that taught us truth and will well. The salutations, you hope for that Christian is truth and all eyes and sincerity. We the brothers at GMS, Kansas City camp, coming to another week in, week out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, aka known as America, found in the Bible. And wake up the 12 tribes of Israel, which is so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the true children of Israel. All right, so just hopping right into the spirit, man. One article that comes into mind this week, or the video that's coming, is all those ships that are stuck at home over there in LA. And when you visually see that shit, man, that's an impact. You see all those massive amounts of cargo ships, those containers, just fucking stuck. Hey, man, famine's coming. You know, that speaks about that. If one of y'all bros want to grab that book of Matthew, I believe it's the 23rd, 24th chapter, when he says there shall be famines and pestilences. YAHAWASHI's promise that would come, and we surely about to see it, because I'm just going to the store this week, man. I'm noticing more and more shit is not being put on the shelves, man.
Right. Yep.
And there's videos of people uploading nationwide showing Walmart's just completely cleaned out, Dollar General's cleaned out. And they're saying right now they just running off emergency stock. They're not getting any shipments in. So pretty soon, physically in every single state, you're about to see more and more people start fighting over shit and trying to stock up shit. Because why? They're not getting no goods, because Esau's intentionally fucking shit up.
Oh yeah, they said 500,000 containers, man, just sitting on. It's like they call it like the wall. They call it like the trailer wall or something like that, because it's a website at the military use. I think it's like militarysum.com, and they show you all the ports of all these ships all around the world, man. And they say that California had like one of the biggest hubs, but they're pretty much shut down because ain't nothing moving. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why it's really not moving is because, man, I'm fucking away from that dumbass fucking demon. You know what I'm saying? But the whole reason why it's not moving is for the simple fact because the dollar ain't really worth shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to, those other nations in China and so forth, they need like common residuals in order to make things move. So they're not finna deal with no fiat currency. They like, look, man, we just take our shit back overseas.
Right.
Because like you said, it's the stage of famine, but overall, man, it's because that dollar is getting ready to collapse. And they don't really have the money to ship those goods to the stores. They don't have the money to do it.
Right. And on top of the money, with this whole C-19 plan what that they happened this year, they said they really put a damper in it, because what it caused people is to do more online shopping. So meaning they're depending more on virtual shit to get from Esau. And that's exactly what Esau wants, because when he comes out with the MOTB, you know, hey, everything's gonna be virtual. You're not gonna be able to just go into a store. They had one of these gas stations I seen on YouTube, right? The whole gas station does not have a physical store to walk into. It just has a giant wall with pictures of goods. And you walk up there on a computer, and you pick out what you want. It's like a big, gigantic vending machine. And they bring it out. So virtual, this Esau wants everything to go virtual because he has more control of what people get. Because if you just still have physical stores laying around, Esau now has to depend on the owners of that store to control who comes in and out with the MOTB.
That's right.
So now everybody, what this has done is it's forced everybody to shop more virtually, and they can't meet the demand from everybody ordering shit. More people are ordering shit directly, and it's causing there's too much volume coming in, and they don't have enough workers to take the shit off and distribute it.
Man, appreciate it. Go ahead. This Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low.
Right, so it says the windows being darkened. And when you look what happened last year, a lot of them big ass name stores like Victoria's Secret and shit, they got boarded up.
Yeah.
You still going downtown New York City, you still got some of them windows is boarded up now. That's what goes into the windows is darkening. And then it says the grinding is ceased. When you go into grinding, it means to work. People are not working, people are losing their jobs left and right.
And that window darken really goes into like the future, the optimist, you know what I'm saying? Because now people are looking grim, like you got a God like what is the X-22 report? He's like he foretells the economy and shit. And he sees like certain stocks and trends, like they getting ready to hit a market collapse. So People now, they're starting to bug out. That's why they panic buying, like in the UK. They said that if people continue to panic buy, they said they can use up 90% of the gas within a week or so. You know what I'm saying? Because when they did that shit down in even a couple of months ago when we had that gas outage here, Southeast, man, they bought that shit up quick to the point they didn't have any more gas, man. So think about grocery stores, what they only hold, what, 3 days supply of food, if that. And like the brother said, they're not stocking the shelves, because I went to Walmart about a week ago and I was talking to one of the workers there. I said, y'all ain't been getting trucks for real. He said, nah, not really. I said, because everything is stored on that dock. And the stock that they have is what they call rotational stock. They take stock from other stores in case they're short on the product, and then they bring it to the stores that have the most need. But eventually they can't keep borrowing from one another, because what they gonna use if they run out. You see what I'm saying? So Esau's getting ready to put you people under the fucking silver bullet, man. You know? Because, hey, the scriptures, go ahead, I ain't gonna start all that.
Ecclesiastes 12:4. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Right, man. So that's your work situation, okay? Rising up at the sound of the bird represents the alarm clock. Because back in the day, they had roosters that crow to let you know it's time to get up and go to work. Now you got a fucking alarm clock that you want to throw out the damn window, man. Right. But it's going to come a time that you're going to be waking up to no jobs. You know, it's not going to be any Chewy's, not going to be any Winstead's hamburgers, it's not going to be any Foot Lockers, any malls, you know, because 25% of the malls in America are damn near shutting down now. You see, so the Most High is getting ready to put the ultimate smackdown on Babylon the Great, man.
Right.
Because the pride of the people.
And then people are losing their jobs too because of the C-19 poke. You know, the people ain't taking that shit in their shoulder.
Wait a minute. People that's taking it losing their fucking job. Wait, okay, now, brothers, answer this question. Does this make any sense? Now, is any job guaranteed to keep?
No, never.
Exactly. So why would you risk your
whole health?
Yeah, just
life, your life.
And Esau can fire you next week if you're late.
Right, yeah.
That's conformity. Yeah.
That's right.
This is I got that Matthew call from earlier. Oh yeah, you got it.
Okay. This is the book of Genesis 41. And 1, it says, and it came to pass at the end of 2 full years that Pharaoh dreamed, and behold, he stood by the river. And behold, there came up out of the river 7 well-favored kine in fat flesh, and they fed in the meadow. And behold, 7 other kine came up after them out of the river, ill-favored in lean flesh, and stood by the other kine upon the brink of the river. And an ill-favored in lean flesh kine did eat up the 7 well-favored fat kine. So Pharaoh awoke, okay? And that's going into the famine that was over the land of Egypt. Okay, the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine, it was like they never had food, because the 7 years of famine made the 7 years of plenty look just like nothing, man. So just imagine when that great famine hits Babylon the Great, because they was predicting and they said we're having famines of biblical-like proportions. And it's not that it's like a shortage on food, it's just that they're rationing it out, they're holding it from people. Because they need something that's leverage when people don't conform to the society to hold over people's head. And that food is going to be what they're going to use in order to basically get people to bow down to the NWO.
Yeah, they're saying it's a shortage of actual workers to move the products.
Yeah.
So now they got the stuff. They just going allegedly they don't got nobody to move it.
Yeah, that's what they saying, because the brother he said because he drive trucks and shit. He said they got a lot of workers, man.
Right.
He said they just ain't moving shit.
Right.
Because people got jobs. I mean, people going to work. So much a shortage of workers. Well, everybody's back at work now because nobody's getting that. They not getting that federal stimulus money. You know.
I appreciate it.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Sirach 11 and 25. In the day of prosperity, there is a forgetfulness of affliction, and in the day of affliction, there is no more remembrance of prosperity.
Yep, and that's the precept to this, basically, because hey, when they were eating good in Egypt, man, they didn't think nothing about anything bad, but when the famine came, they couldn't even remember the good years they had.
Right.
You know? So like the same thing with the Great Depression, man. Hey, when that hit out the blue, people, they lost their mind, man. People were literally turning to suicide based on the Great Depression.
And that's going to come upon Babylon.
Yeah.
Because in Revelation 18, it says that these people have lived deliciously. Which means they wasted all kind of food. They going to remember that.
Yep.
And on top of that, Esau has destroyed the earth so much, it's affecting some of the supply too. I was watching that show Seaspiracy, and it really goes into it, shows you that shit. Because Esau, what he's doing with all these fishing nets and shit like that, he's overfishing, and he's killing a lot of the marine life and stuff like that. And that's gonna trickle down and have an effect on all the rest of the goods. You know, so once that fishing industry is affected like that, people can't get the fish that they want. They gotta pay more money for that. Hey, that's gonna affect more jobs. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna go towards using other farms and stuff like that for food, trying to go for that work. Then they're gonna overcook and overkill the chickens and the cows and all the rest of the shit. It's gonna be a chain reaction. So everything is set right now. The Lord's got to set up the spiral completely out of control. You know, the time is really ticking. Any day now, this shit is going to totally crash and collapse, man.
Yeah. So the scriptures even say that at famine, what is it? At famine and death, you shall laugh. And so in order for it to laugh at it, it has to happen. Yeah. That means famine is guaranteed.
Yeah. Facts. Yep.
Well, we're going to be all right, though, because the Lord is always taking care of us. You know, the minute YAHAWASHI, when it came time for famine. Like look what happened with Joseph in Egypt, man. Yeah. The Lord sent on the Spirit to him, you know, and what he do? He gave out the decree for everybody to store up a certain amount of grains and rice over the years, and the ones that listened, you know, were protected from all the famine that come. But you had idiots that didn't listen.
Yeah, because the ones that didn't, when they ran out of money, he was like, come and trade your cattle for food, you know, because they went back to like a bartering system too, which bartering is going to come back in a big way too, because like right now, you can barter, let's just say, if you got oats and wheats and certain cattle, you can barter that right now, but people can pay money for that shit. Right. When there's no money, then, therefore, you know, people don't want to trade women. Hey, you can take my wife, take my daughter, take my kids. Even going into the famine of Samaria, man, what happened was they was taking turn eating each other's kids. And then she was like, well, look, man, we gonna eat my son today, but tomorrow we gonna eat your son. So they basically boiled his ass and they ate him. And then the next day she hid and ran and hid her son, so they couldn't eat him. But that show you to be in a catatonic state of mind for you to resort to cannibalism, man. That's some straight judgment for your ass. And these people, they finna eat. It's gonna be cannibals out here, man. Like, we're speaking it, we can't do it justice because it's gonna be that graphic, man. Like these same people you see walking in the park, man, you know, walking their dogs and shit, eventually they gonna be eating them damn dogs.
Right.
No?
They showed you that movie, Batman. Joker said that shit. It's like, given the right conditions, these people don't eat each other. You'll see.
Yeah. These people.
Yeah, because I was meditating on that earlier today, because they got South Korea. They're pushing to ban eating dog meat, right? Yeah. But pretty soon, everybody's gonna be eating their fucking dogs. Yeah. Right. All these wicked people in the world.
It's
a joke. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what Esau pushes, that you can eat anything. They don't teach the unclean and unclean things. So people, these regular people out here, when it comes to survival, they say, oh, you'll eat that fucking rat.
Yeah, like this one Edomite, man, that I'll give him a ride to and from work every so often and shit. This motherfucker just talking about eating all kind of weird meat, just carefree, like, yeah, there's this restaurant where they serve dog meat and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I was just looking at this dude, like, in my mind, I just wanted to backhand this motherfucker, man, because I'm like, this dude don't got no judgment.
Yeah, like people eating, like, you ever had squid or calamari? I'm like, hell no.
Right.
Like people they like meat like that's a delicacy or some shit. Oh, we had fried raccoon, fried possum. I said, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Like, dude, you might as well just pick a rat up and eat it.
Yeah. Right.
I appreciate it. Oh, you got one?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 24:10. It says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in.
Right.
There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
That's right, man. Hey, the mirth of the land is getting ready to go, bro. We was at a spot, and basically, man, it was people. They was like, man, we come here because we were depressed. They was like, man, the pandemic. They said it made them depressed. They said this is the only temp of happiness we have. I said,
wow,
this.
That's sad.
That's sad. And I looked around. I said, this is your attempt of happiness. And I mean, it was a bunch of low niggas, man. I shook my head.
Yeah.
These women, they're really trying to stave off reality, man.
Right, by going to the club and shit. Yeah.
Well, I'm like, y'all people.
Because once they at work, Monday through Friday, they're miserable.
Miserable, man.
Well, that's like that escapism. That's been going on since the 20s and the Great Depression.
Yeah.
That's how the American movie theaters got so popular. Because people were so fucked up in their mind, they had to take their mind off.
Yep.
It's called escapism.
Yep, and these people, they're in that state of trying to escape reality, man. You know what I'm saying? To the point they getting pissy drunk, getting high. You know what I'm saying? Just to wake up and do this shit again. And so just imagine when you don't have work no more. Just imagine when you can't go to this restaurant or go to a bar up the street. Then what people are gonna do? They either gonna lose their fucking minds, man. Look, if they shut down the internet, social media,
that's over.
Oh, people gonna lose their fucking mind, man. You gonna bug out not having that damn phone. You're gonna be tripping.
Can you read that again? I got a definition.
It says there is a crying, Salakia, Isaiah 24:11. It says there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone.
Right. And then the definition for escapism, it says the tendency to seek distraction and relief from unpleasant realities, especially by seeking entertainment or engaging in fantasy.
Yep. Take the mind off the bullshit, man. People are miserable. That's why they do the shit they do. They be high out their damn minds, man.
Yep.
That's the spirit. I used to work for in the industry of movies, and one thing they would show us in training class, they'll say, "What are we selling here?" They say, "We don't sell movies.
We sell happiness.
We don't sell people. You could buy popcorn anywhere. What are you selling?" They say, "You're selling an environment for people to escape." You know, that was our job.
Say what?
You know,
Take your ass home.
What's that, Lord Bite?
Cool.
I don't know what that thing was.
Lord Bite, Ammonite, I don't
That
know.
bitch like a walking outline.
They were jabbing, nigga.
Hey, but that's what the game is, man. Because Babylon wants you to focus on everything but the actual reality of this place.
right?
That's funny you brought up the movies because, hey, when the first thing you go see a movie, you feel what? You feel relief.
Yeah.
You be feeling you got the screen.
Yeah.
It's really
It's
comforting.
really scope because you could buy any of that
turn
food
the
at
lights
home.
off.
Yeah.
You can actually watch movies from home.
It's an experience.
But what we're selling is an environment for you to just feel like, hey man, I escaped this shit.
escape the
That's
shit.
why the sound is turned all the way up. That's why billions of dollars are invested in special effects.
Yeah.
You know, everything to give you the idea that
3D
you're not in
movies.
this reality.
Because when I saw that Venom, bro, I felt like I was on cloud. I was chilling. I was like, I was already in a good mood, but I'm like, okay, you know, I had a little drink and shit. I'm like, okay.
It's even better when you got a
They got
good
something
movie.
called,
Yeah, yeah.
and it goes back to, and it kind of goes back to witchcraft too, but they have something called the magic of the movies.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a whole science of how to get people to just feel in a different portal, you know, when they come in.
Dog, like, shit, horror
She
movies.
waving at us, but she would have eat him right.
What was that?
Some black bitch. She was looking all happy too.
Hey, guys. Yeah, you black women gonna beat the story, man. All right, Keisha, you out of here.
Yeah, this ain't for swirlers.
You out of here, man. Straight up, bro. Yeah, so going back to that, like certain movies, now you notice that movies, they don't really have that same effect on you no more when you grow spiritually. But back in the day, man, I remember if I was going to see a horror movie back in my teens, I would be in that motherfucker kind of nervous and shit.
Yeah.
Get into it. Now you in the truth, you just like, man, fuck this shit, man. It is what it is, you know?
That's why if you notice, if you look at some of the highest grossing movies, it's never like a drama or like, I think Titanic might be the only exception. But most of the movies that gross the highest, it's always some kind of like sci-fi movie or superhero movie or something that's completely out of the realm of reality. Because that gives you the biggest form of escapism.
But you're,
You know?
That's why I
It's
say
never-
mind.
The definition said they engage in fantasies. Esau's biggest fantasy that he engaged in is his place continuing forever, man.
Con. And
Yeah,
the
yeah,
illusion
that's true.
And that's the illusion of the American people. You know what I'm saying? These people, they don't want America to go down. If you do an assessment, let's say we assessing Jake, right? And ask every Israelite, whether they choose to stay in America or how the Lord to return tomorrow and set up the kingdom, what they gonna say?
Yeah.
Stay here.
Stay here.
It's club night.
This Isaiah 66:4, I will also choose their delusions and will bring fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear.
Right, so in Babylon, they promote nothing but fear. You know what I'm saying? From the moment you come out of the womb, they promoting fear. From your upbringing to the shit you watch on TV to your mother, she instilled the biggest fear in you as a child. So if you grew up having a phobia of spiders, like it was a movie called Eight-Legged Freaks, went through big ass tarantulas and shit. Most High can manifest that like that be your judgment. That's like the bird box scripture we call it. Because those apparitions that was fucking with people's mindset, it was in their mind, but the Lord has allowed them to judge it, you know. Like if you got a phobia of spirits or you hate rats or something, the Lord can manifest a rat. Yeah. You know? Some people are afraid of the damn dark, man. You know?
You got something called irrational fears.
Yeah.
Which means that you have no rational reason to be afraid of it. Something in your mind that just it triggers a big dose of fear in your body. You just like you shouldn't have any reason to be afraid of a small animal like a spider, but it's just when people see it,
they freak out.
They freak out.
Like a little bitty mouse. People freak out when they see that shit.
Yeah, because that whole emotion of fear, the Lord created that.
Yeah.
Whatever you're afraid of, the Most High put it in your brain to be afraid of it.
Yeah.
You can't control what you're afraid of. Like you got people that have irrational fears, like they'll be scared of like blocks, like an actual block, like you know what children toys they used to play with, like the toy blocks and shit. You got people that are literally scared of that shit.
Oh well, they did an assessment on like a cat. Like if you ever noticed, certain cats they scared of like big round. Like it was a video. She threw a cucumber at the motherfucker.
Right, yeah.
Flip. You know what I'm saying? It's certain shit that kind of freaks you out, man.
Yeah.
Especially too, like whatever happened to you in your past life, how you got taken out. Some brothers that's their fear too. Like some brothers have real fear of heights. In their past life, they when they got thrown off a fucking cliff.
I think I got drowned or some shit. I think I got thrown off a fucking bridge or something.
This is Job chapter 5 verse 17. It says, "Blessed, behold, happy is the man whom the Most High correcteth. Therefore despise not the chastening of the Almighty."
That's right. Despise not the chastening of the Most High, man, because it's a beautiful thing if the Lord corrects you, man, to be upright. Like, you know, brother did a video this week about being lukewarm, man. Like right now, we in endgame. There's no reason to fucking be lukewarm. So brothers bringing out exhortation videos. That's the Lord trying to, you know, put the fire in you, so to speak. Because I did a video yesterday on this dude, man. He have this, got the disease he had, but basically he ain't got no bottom half. He do everything on his arms. I mean, he was fucking doing the cross country running. He was actually doing boxing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he showed so much diligence, bro, in that state of mind. I'm like, that video had to cut everybody because this man in his decapitated state is actually out there showing diligence, and you got men that's completely functional and not doing a fucking thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, but the scriptures say many are called, few are chosen, man. A lot of Jakes, they don't want to do this no more. You know, and that's a scary spirit to be in. You're supposed to be on fire for this thing, even when you don't feel like coming out. Because we all got them days when we dreading this shit. You're like, damn. But when you get out here, you like, man, this is where I belong. You feel in your element. It's like being dropped into the water that you need. Like it was on the first Blade movie, man. When they, no, Blade 2, I think. When they basically had the nigga on the operating table and they was draining the nigga the blood. He was so weak to the point he had to fall in a puddle of blood to get his strength back, man. And that's how it is coming out here. You be weak throughout all the week or whatever days you have, and you come out here, you feel recharged, man. You know what I'm saying? You be like, oh shit, I'm good now. You know, the air could be perfect, the environment, like right now, is beautiful out. You know what I'm saying? This helps.
This is Psalms chapter 51 verse 6. "Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow."
Right, and ain't talking about no damn water, man, right? That's talking about through the Holy Spirit, the washing of the word, man, the Holy Spirit. Okay, and the Most High is gonna start taking the Holy Spirit from guys that's playing games in this.
Yeah, you gotta want to be clean.
Yeah.
It's not one thing where, okay, we got clean, you know, through the Spirit of YAHAWASHI, and now we just go back to get dirty, just get clean again. No, man.
Like a dog. That's what dogs do.
Yeah.
You give a dog a bath,
He'll go run in mud.
He'll go run in mud. Yeah.
That's right. But it says, "Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice."
That's right, man. Okay, so hey, coming back into that wholesome state of the Spirit of the Lord, man.
And if I may say this, that's the state you're in before elevation.
Yep.
Before you get elevated by the Lord, He has to break you down, because that's what it says. That's why the psalmer said that the bones which thou hast broken, he said, cause me to know joy. Because a lot of processes of growth, it takes for certain parts of you to be destroyed. Certain, like the scriptures speak about removing the leaven. That leaven have to be removed out your spirit before you can elevate.
Yeah.
Or even when you go into the Muay Thai, what do? They create micro fractures in their own shin before they shit is strong. So it takes a breaking you
gotta
down
break.
first. You may see a brother in a real humble, fucked up position, but that's only to be elevated. Well, you should take it for elevation, because you got guys that have been in that state and just fell out.
Yeah.
So you have to take that and say, well, you know, the Lord is humbling me now so I can do better.
And that's beautiful. You can catch that, man, because hey, they said, when did the Most High said that when he see his image in you, that's when he pulls you out of that fire, man. So we all go through mental things, like we all struggle with a lot of shit. Sometimes you feel like you ain't making a cut, but really the Lord is chopping away at that fat. And before you know it, you come out stronger. You might don't see it yet, but through your trials, eventually you're like, oh wow, I overcame. And you notice that you're more solid, you're more fluent, you're more on point. You know, so that's a beautiful analogy. Lord has to break it down and build you up.
Yeah, because the last thing you want to do is curse the Most High and die.
Yeah.
As frustrated as you can get over your circumstances, you have to have optimism in that. But certain dudes, they'll be handed a certain situation, be like, oh, the Most High hate me, it's over. No,
Yeah.
keep pushing.
Yeah, because despair, that's the most fearful thing of all, is despair. When you despair, like the scriptures go, to a man being condemned of his own consciousness, man. If you condemn there, then there's really
It's
no
done.
hope. You're finished.
Yeah, that's why we always make boxing references. Oh, I got a little bit more. This is Psalms 51 and 8 again. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins and blot out all my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O power, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit away from me.
That's right. That's a beautiful precept, man. That's really, like Apostle Bakar said, he said we should recite that every day.
Yeah.
Like I walk around, I got that verse in my wallet. You know, and I say it in Hebrew, and you know what I'm saying, I just be saying it in my mind sometimes, because hey, any day, Lord can just take that spirit off. We seen it happen to guys, man. Like this one cat, he was part of the first camp I had out here. He got a lot of money, man, and then all of a sudden he stopped coming out to the highways and the byways, and to the point the nigga is a Muslim now, man.
Damn.
Straight up Muslim, man, with the bow tie, bald face. And this guy is about 350 pounds with no beard on his face, man, like Baby Huey. You know what I'm saying? And that's the worst thing he could have done was drop the first love to go to a tainted woman.
Yeah.
That's a scary thing. Lord took the spirit off the guy because he was never right in the first place. You know, and that's happened to several guys. Like, what's this nigga's name? The nigga with the green hair.
Malak Shar.
Malak Shar, yeah.
Mike Venus.
Yeah, that dude. You know why the Lord took the spirit over him? Because he was holding on to grudges, man. He was holding on to a lot of bitterness and animosity because he hated Ashiar so much to the point he let his bitterness destroy him. And the Lord didn't look favorable on his sacrifice. So the Lord got his ass out of there, man. Calling the apostle garbage, you know, totally disrespectful. Like that guy, YAHAWAH, you don't hear about him no more, do you? You know what I'm saying? All these
Yeah, he was fervent in being a scoffer.
Yeah,
now he burnt his ass out. Hey, but Jake, you got it. It's like
You right. You got something.
Yeah, I had a quick one, Job. This is Job chapter 1, verse 20. It says, and then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell upon the ground and worshipped and said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord YAHAWAH. And in all this Job sinned not, and charged the Most High foolishly. So that was an example of the Most High not blaming the Most High. You know, and it says foolishly, although he knew the Most High was testing them basically. You know?
What did he say? What did he tell his woman? He said, don't you know that we receive good, we're gonna receive bad in the Most High? Like, it's a balance to it, man. So like when you're on your high horse, hey, you know the Lord gonna end up kicking your ass right back down. That's why our brothers are constantly going through shit. You're never too comfortable, bro. You get a new car, you have transmission problems, man. Where you gonna get the money to fix that shit? You don't know, but you keep pushing somehow. Right. You know what I'm saying? The job may fall through, you know, you may be behind on rent, you may get sick, you know. It's a constant battle of staying, you know, in the spirit, man.
hey, but if having to deal with afflictions, is that an excuse not to do the work?
Yeah.
You should be even more motivated to do the work.
Go harder. Because the Lord see that, man. That's why he says he's gonna try all men's work through fire. Like, you be surprised on what type of ailments brothers deal with. Like, one of the brothers from the main camp, he's suffering from a serious life and death issue, which you would never know. He don't really talk about it, man. And he's one of the most humblest brothers in the truth. You know, he's out there every week. And he has a dire ailment, like he can die from it, man. But he just keeps soldiering through.
It is on.
You know?
That's right. We got another precept.
Wait, hold on, let me.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 4. It says, "But he answered and said, It is written, Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahawah." You know, so we live and breathe for this, man. You know, we don't live just off of what we can get in society. What keeps us pushing and what keeps us motivated is the word of YAHAWASHI. While living for this word, we look forward to come out here and do this work. Regardless of all the bullshit, as long as you keep pushing, you know, all the bad shit eventually will fizzle out.
Yeah. Unless the Lord is going to destroy you. You know? You got more on that?
That was it on the road.
Yep, go ahead,
This is Book of Proverbs chapter 5 verse 18. "Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth." The wife of the youth is the truth, because the wisdom is compared to a woman. That's the woman that we were married to from the initial point of understanding the truth. So the scriptures put a point on to rejoice, because there are moments constantly in the truth that we're going to encounter that we should rejoice in. Because if you're in the spirit of groveling all the time, or you have apathy, like you just don't give a fuck about anything, you won't see the opportunities the Lord is showing you. Like, look, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Moab, he about to do this over here. Esau doing this right here. If you just in that spirit, like, man, my hell is so bad, I just don't. You know what I'm saying? You have to get rid of that spirit.
That's that woe is me spirit, man. Yeah, that woe is me. Like, for one thing, you look, man. We all deserve the hell we catch.
Right.
When you in that war is me spirit, that's basically saying I don't deserve this. Nigga, you deserve it.
And it's heavy because wisdom is a woman. A woman is meant to serve you. So you think wisdom is not going to serve you right? You think wisdom ain't going to have a hot plate before you every day? Rub your back spiritually? So if you have a woman treating you like that, you have to rejoice in her. You have to feel good about it. So if you are in the spirit of not giving a fuck about the truth, you're in the wrong spirit. That's why the scriptures say, speak about fleeing from heavy thoughts and all these things. You got to escape. And the Lord will put brothers in that situation, certain things to test you, but you have to learn how to break the fucking mold. You got to get out of that. You got to chase that away.
You got to rebuke that.
And it takes constant just enduring. Enduring.
Appreciate you quoted. This second Ezra 14. Second Ezra 14 and 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee.
Right. Oh, my baby mama, she's a bitch. My children are a bunch of idiots.
My
job is fucking with me. All these things are heavy thoughts that we experience, but you have to rank your thoughts in order. What is the most important thought? Is the scriptures prophecy?
That's right.
You see what I mean?
Because out of all that shit, prophecy gonna come to pass. That's why he said that suffering is only for but a moment.
Right.
Like, yeah.